When we start our athletic quests, we have these naive mind states about what it takes, and we tell ourselves stories. I call these fantastical stories because they're made up in our imagination based on what we think it takes to become a high-level athlete. These are the 5 most common fantastical stories I hear people telling themselves that stop them from reaching their athletic potential. Movement work isn't as important as the hard training. I really hope that the people in here that are coached don't believe that, and this isn't one that I have to convince you of. However, I do still notice, and this happens all the time, I try not to. I try to go into my own world when I train in here, and I try to pretend that I'm not Max, the business owner, I'm not Max, the person who's creating ideologies, or I'm not Max, the coach, and I try to just be like, I'm coming in here, it's my time to train, I'm gonna be an asshole, I'm gonna talk shit, I'm gonna have fun, I'm gonna be as intense as I possibly can, and then once it's over, I'm gonna shut it off and try to go back to who I am on a regular basis. However, that's not really an easy thing to do, to create that much of a fragmented psyche. So I come in and I watch people that are in town, they might be visiting, and I watch what's happening when they're doing movement work. So they're over there, whatever it is, they might be doing RDLs with a PVC pipe, and I just watch them take a look over, what's Travis doing over there? Oh, what's going on over here? Oh, I can see Max is looking at me. And you can just see their focus being distracted from what they're doing. However, clock gets set up, 3, 2, 1, go. Nobody fucking looks anywhere. They're just doing their work. Their ability to control and command their focus when they're doing the sport, the thing, is way higher. Most people in that workout over there were really focused on the workout because it's super intense. Like, there's so much stimulus that it's hard to focus on anything else. You could barely stand up. But movement work is subtle. And you have to be aware of every little thing that's going on in your body. But most people don't put that level of focus on it, even though we harp on it being super important and it being one of the things that creates longevity and development and high level of skill. And it's super hard. So Molly's been writing double under and jump rope progressions. I come out here, I have fucking 8 ropes, speed balls, setting up boxes. I have a metronome, trying to film everything. Travis is pointing and laughing like, oh, what are you doing over here? You're jumping again? So there's a million distractions. It's hard in an environment like this to practice and cultivate a skill. It's much easier for me to be at home, like in the quiet, but I keep telling myself, like, just fucking focus in the hardest environment that you possibly can create, because then the skill will get better. Just keep your focus dialed in. So I think it's important not just to have the context for your movement work being something that you focus on or something you do when you're at home, but consciously be able to work on and focus on your movement work in environments where it's difficult to do that. Like at a competition. You tweak something, you got to figure out a way to self-care yourself when you're like, oh shit, what's the time? Where do I have to be? There's a million people around. My competition's around. I don't want them knowing I'm hurting, because then that's gonna make them more confident. So having the ability to control your focus and do movement work as one of the most important variables of sport development, super important. So don't tell yourself the story that it's not as important.